Welcome back to another episode of Queen Bee Nomads. I'm Danielle, and that's Phil. We've just finished our first trip to the Bahamas. Now we are on a 5-week journey up the Intracoastal Waterway on the east coast of the USA. Our journey is from Florida to the end of the ICW in Virginia. Then we explore the Chesapeake Bay before hauling out our boat for hurricane season. We're continuing our journey through the Southern Charm States and are in South Carolina for this week's episode. We'll have a second part to cover this state, so stay tuned. We're up early, 6 a.m. The sun is rising, and we're trying to get out of the anchorage here before the swing bridge closes because it is very windy and it's going to get windier and it won't open if the winds are 30 miles an hour or stronger. And we're heading to Charleston, which that is going to be a long motor today too, so that's why we want to leave early. So let's get to it. Leaving Savannah, Georgia behind, we crossed the Savannah River and officially entered South Carolina, state number 3 on our journey north up the Intracoastal Waterway. Traversing through South Carolina means tackling roughly 235 statute miles of diverse waterways, stretching from quiet, winding marsh cuts and expansive sounds down near Hilton Head and Beaufort, all the way up through historic Charleston. The first leg of our journey took us from Savannah to Charleston, a 2-day motoring journey of roughly 6 to 8 hours per day. Navigating this lower section of South Carolina keeps you on your toes with shifting tides, strong currents, and open sounds like Calibogue and Port Royal, where the water can kick up quickly when the wind blows against the tide. Beaufort is a tree-lined historic town where films like Forrest Gump were shot, but our timeline and schedule had us making a decision on whether we could stop or skip it, and we had to travel beyond Beaufort and head straight to Charleston. Charleston, it was pouring rain, but it's cleared up nicely for us. It's like 26 degrees. We are going to the dinghy dock and then to Biddy and Beau's for coffee and smoothies and out for dinner. Welcome to Charleston, South Carolina, a city shaped by the sea, trade, and an unyielding commitment to preserve its past. Founded in 1670 as Charlestown, honoring King Charles II, this coastal peninsula quickly grew into one of the wealthiest and most cosmopolitan seaports in British North America. Driven initially by a booming trade in deerskins, indigo, and rice, Charleston was built on immense wealth, but also had enslaved labor that built and sustained its plantation economy. Because of its lucrative status, early Charlestonians had to protect their booming port from every imaginable threat: Spanish warships, French privateers, dangerous storm surges, and infamous pirates like Blackbeard, who briefly blockaded the harbor in 1718. To defend the settlement, colonizers built an actual walled city along the harbor front, the remnants of which still lie beneath the streets of the historic French Quarter today. Most famous is the Charleston Single House. Because colonial property taxes were based on street frontage, narrow lots were carved out along the waterfront. To maximize space and capture the ocean breeze, locals turned their houses sideways to the street. The soft pastel stucco colors, often called Rainbow Row, were originally painted in the 1920s during the Charleston Renaissance to beautify old merchant shops, casting vibrant reflections across the water. Bill's just getting into his little kiddie pool, which is in our dinghy. There was some rain while we were gone. It's $5 to dock here. Our dinghy dock, I mean. The camera never picks it up very well, but it's very windy today and the boat has been teetering back and forth for hours. I mean, yeah, like, it's windy. We stay on the boat for days like this in case we drag anchor. Phil is back to working on the boat to fix the portside fuel pump that needs to be primed each time before it will start. It takes about 80 pumps in order to prime it, which isn't ideal because we need both engines to be able to start right away in case we run aground or have any issues while motoring these narrow channels.
I found a broken hose clamp on one of the fuel lines, and I found one of the fuel lines was gunked up right at one of the inlets, so that could have been restricting the fuel flow, probably not causing the priming issue, but the broken hose clamp definitely could have been causing that problem. So
I see.
We'll see. I also replaced the water separator, so if that was causing any issue, then hopefully it'll be fixed now. So get it all back together and then give it a try.
It looks like you're like laying down there. We may as well just make you a bed down there.
Sure. It's very comfy.
This is we just found another bedroom in case someone wants to come visit us on.
Yeah. Kieran, Ollie, you can fit down here easy.
No, we'll put them in a good room.
It's a little too windy for us to go ashore today. Didn't want to leave the boat on anchor in the conditions it was in, just in case we dragged anchor. But we just saw some flying juniors come past, and they were flying because it's windy out here today. One capsized, but it's fun to see because those are the types of sailboats that I learned to sail on back home. They're going a lot faster than I ever was at Shawnigan Lake, that's for sure.
If you've enjoyed our journey today, remember to subscribe to catch the rest of the adventures. Next episode, we continue on through South Carolina. We go through Myrtle Beach, which is an absolute gong show with boats and people. It is some intense motoring during the busy summertime holidays. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.